Hi there. It's the 26th of March 2024, and Angola's mediation in the conflict in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. President João Lourenço of the Republic of Angola is playing his role as mediator between President Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo and President Kagame of Rwanda. But what is at stake in these negotiations, and who has got the upper hand? President Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo has got the backing of SADC troops, namely South Africa, Tanzania and Malawi, as well as Burundi. He has asked for the withdrawal of Rwandan troops from the eastern part of the DRC, as well as the disarmament, demobilization of the M23 fighters. In turn, President Kagame has asked President Tshisekedi to agree to the representative of the M23 rebels to be to participate in the negotiations. Of course, one would understand that Rwanda, as the sponsors of the M23, they would want the M23 to take part in the negotiations. South Africa, Malawi, Tanzania has deployed troops, and one would get the feeling that this tilts the balance of power in favor of the Democratic Republic of Congo. But then Kagame has got the upper hand simply because he has got the backing of the Americans. And if history is anything to go by, I can just give you an illustration. In 1998, during the First Congo War, Angola and Zimbabwe had actually pinned the Rwandans and the Ugandans in the Lower Congo province, and they had air power and they had everything going for them. They were nearly wiped. They had at the point where they were ready to wipe out the Rwandans and the Ugandans, but the Americans put pressure on them to just let the Rwandans go and withdraw. And that's how they survived that war. And even right now, it appears that since December, when the South Africans deployed 3,000 troops, no fighting has taken place. The South Africans have gone into deployment. They are dug in, but they are not doing any fighting. And those who are in the know, they are actually saying that the Americans have put pressure on the SADC forces to stop the fighting, to literally turn the SADC force into a peacekeeping one. And then once that happens, the balance of power shifts to Rwanda. Rwanda has got the M23. It has got its forces on the ground, and it is able to actually to encircle Goma, do whatever it has been doing for the past 2 or so years. So this is where we are, and one would want to know what are the foreign ministers in. They met in. Let me see if I can get you the foreign ministers of both Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. They met in. I think it's Thursday last week, and it's on March the 22nd. They met with the Angolan president, and what has been discussed is what is it actually that is up for for discussion. What is likely to be up for discussion are the demands in the President Kagame has actually stated in the past that what he wants is for the rights of the Tutsis in the Democratic Republic of Congo to be respected, And then he's also insisted that Tshisekedi should enforce or apply previous agreements. The only previous agreement that I can think of is the agreement that was signed by the M23 when it was still the CNDP in 2009. Signed the agreement, and the agreement was to the effect that the DRC government should declare the east of the DRC an autonomous region with certain powers such as levying taxes and setting and collecting customs duties. And then the CNDP, that is the rebel movement at that point in time, they asked for 43% of positions in the regular army to be given to the M23, and those officers who were been reintegrated in the army to be situated in the two Kivus. And then they were saying also that the governors of and top provincial officials in both the two Kivu provinces should come from the Tutsi community only, and they should not be elected by direct. In other words, Rwanda was insisting that it wants to pick governors in both North and South Kivu. And then it was saying they want the Congolese government to stop discrimination against Tutsis. So those were some of the demands, and that's those who are in the know with these negotiations. They are saying that's what's likely. That's why Rwanda is insisting that representatives of the M23 should actually be included in the negotiations. And the position for the Democratic Republic of Congo is, as people who have been following the negotiations, is simply clear. They want the Rwanda to withdraw its forces from Eastern Congo and to stop supporting the M23 rebels. The M23 rebels to be disarmed and then to be demobilized. Just as that. So it appears a simple and sort of straightforward process. But then Rwanda is not simply in the Eastern Congo just to fight for the rights of the local Tutsis, as it says. There are more things at stake, and it's a long-term project. And what those who have been saying is that the Rwandans want to create, alongside the Ugandans, they want to create what is called a Hima-Tutsi empire. And if you can see what the map I've put on the screen on there, that's in red there, you got the Uganda on top, and then you got the province of Ituri on the left, and then North Kivu and South Kivu. And then the Rwandans and the Ugandans, they want to create a grand federation where you've got Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, the three provinces in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo as one big empire, and they call this Hima-Tutsi empire. And this, the Rwandans, of course, they would want to say, well, the people who peddle these sort of things, they are actually racist, and it's a conspiracy theory. But it's a long-term project for the Ugandans. It's a long-term project for the Rwandans. And the man who is in charge of the Ugandan army, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, is come up on social media stating something along the same lines. And this is a recent twist he put out on Twitter. He says, "After we create our East African Federation, President Museveni will be president, Afande Ruto will be vice president, Afande Ruto is meaning President William Ruto of Kenya. My brother Uhuru will be Foreign Affairs Minister. Uhuru, that's Uhuru Kenyatta. And I just want to be CDF. I just want to be Commander Defense Forces. So this is part of the problem that this man here, some people might say, oh, well, let's dismiss this as a conspiracy theory, but Muhoozi Kainerugaba is the Commander Defense Forces, as we speak right now, of the Uganda People's Defense Force, the overall Ugandan Armed Forces, and what he says carries weight. He is President Museveni's son as well, and he is related to the Kagames as well. Paul Kagame is married to Yoweri Museveni's sister. So this man here, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, is nephew to Paul Kagame. So the Hima-Tutsi Empire, this thing, is not actually a conspiracy theory or something that's far-fetched out of the imagination. This is what these people are about to create an empire, and so that's, and the Kagame, Museveni, and they are out to create this federation of this, and it's all about creating empires. And in the past, what we had was as part of the post-independence movement, the African Union, all African leaders have agreed that the colonial borders, as we find them at independence, what has been laid out, they should stay that way. There is no country that has to go out there and starts redrawing the borders, for the simple reason that if you look at the Democratic Republic of Congo itself, the Democratic Republic of Congo has borders with 9 countries. And if you look at the border between Angola and the Democratic Republic of Congo, most of the Congo people, the Bakongo people, they are in, half of them, they are in Angola, in northern Angola, and the other half are in the town of Matadi. So now you got this problem where what the Rwandans are saying that they are in there to protect the rights of the Tutsis, they have no right to intervene in Congo at all, because each and every country has got part of its population in another country. The borders that were drawn by the colonialists, they did not actually respect the respective nations, who is found in what country and who has to be accommodated in which country. They were just haphazard, and this is what Kagame is trying to revise. Kagame is trying to revise borders, and then this is actually a colonial project. And the Americans, the Western powers, they don't care about these things. They would support the Rwandans, because that's what is all colonialism is all about. And then Kagame himself does agree to this. Just listen to this.
You still have primitive politics going on based on ethnic. And this is exactly what brings together Tshisekedi, Ndayishimiye, and we still have primitive.
Right. So you get it. Primitive ethnic politics, and this is what it is. It's there is no, Kagame doesn't mean about it. All he is doing is primitive politics, where he is saying, if I got like my Tutsi brothers in Eastern DRC then will just go in and take over the whole thing, just like that. Yeah. So that's part of the problem. So how the negotiations pan out, or whether President Tshisekedi is going to agree to the conditions Rwanda is insisting on, we'll just have to wait and see. I will post up some videos and update you on what is actually going on with the negotiations, as well as how the war is progressing on the Eastern Front. Thank you for taking time to listen to this recording. If you're listening, if you're interested in material of this kind, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.